Very good morning, children. So yesterday I have uploaded notes regarding the internal structure of dicot root. So today I'm going to explain this dicot root. So when I take about the structure of, already we have seen the dicot stem. Okay, now we are going to read dicot root. Saying parts you will have epidermis, cortex and stele. So when we take the TS transverse section of sunflower root shows three regions, that is epidermis, cortex and stele, both in root and stem. Okay, dicot root and dicot stem. Now this is very important. So the epidermis, as usual, it is the outermost layer. Many of the epidermal cells protrude in the form of unicellular root hairs. So all the root hairs which are present are in the single cell form. Okay. Of course, there in the stem it is a thin layer of cuticle and everything. So now when you read, you will just compare. But I will be telling you only explaining about the dicot root, which is very important. So epidermis, it is the outermost layer, and the root hairs are present which are single celled. And coming to the cortex, it consists of several layers of thin walled parenchyma cells with the intercellular spaces that is present in between the stele and the epidermis. In the middle you can see circular like balls, so those are called cortex. Now this cortex consists of again endodermis, that is in between the stele and the cortex you can see the thin layer which is also present like epidermis. This dermis is one of type of layer which is present outside, then it is epidermis, that means above. This is endodermis which is inside. You can see the thin like a circle, like a bangle outline when you see, then that is the endodermis. It is the innermost layer of the cortex. It comprises a single layer of barrel-shaped cells without intercellular spaces. So here you can see no intercellular spaces. You can see all are attached to each other. Okay, and these are barrel-shaped, like you can say like rectangular. The tangential as well as radial walls of the endodermal cells have Casparian strips. Okay, you know very well what are Casparian strips. In the first chapter we have seen this. Okay, so the Casparian strips, from each cell to cell one layer will be passing, that is called Casparian strips, are nothing but deposition of water impermeable waxy material submarine in the form of strips. So this water will be stored in the form of strips, that is called Casparian strips. Now after crossing this epidermis, which is the outermost layer which is having the unicellular root hairs, coming to the endodermis, then coming to the stele which is almost present inside the endodermis. Okay, all the tissues on the inner side of the endodermis constitute the stele. So here next part is stele, where you can see only the tissues are present inside the stele. Okay, it consists of pericycle, vascular tissues with conjunctive tissues. Okay, so coming to the pericycle, it is present below the endodermis. It is a few layers of thick walled parenchymatic cells. Initiation of lateral roots, vascular cambium during the secondary growth takes place in these cells. So pericycle is present below the endodermis. Parenchymatous cells, thick walled parenchymatous cells, and the lateral roots are present. Vascular cambium during the secondary growth takes place. Next, coming to the vascular tissue, these are usually of 2 to 4 xylem and phloem patches. During secondary growth, a cambium ring develops between the xylem and the phloem. And the pith, it is very small and inconspicuous, means you can't identify here. So coming now to the conjunctive tissue, where the parenchymatic cells which lie between xylem and phloem are called conjunctive tissue. So in the name itself conjunctive, it will join both the xylem and phloem. Okay, so this is about the Dicot root, which is very important in your syllabus. Thank you, children.